I'm big enough. I told you. I said, this old man can take it, if you remember. You know, I said, ask any questions, even criticism will be welcome. I said, this old man can take it. I stand by that. But now you come along there while you're asking me questions and you show my mother, you know, at this age, I will punch you on the jaw. By God. No, I'm talking frankly. My mind is still 16. In my mind, I'm still 16-year-old. I know my body belies that. You see? But my mind tells me I can give it to you. And I will punch you on the jaw. Maybe I'll break your jaw and also break my hand. Because it's gone too soft now. It's not what it was before. You see? But now this is the natural reaction of anybody. You say, my mother? Look, call me anything, man. Call me an ox, call me a donkey, call me a fool. I can tolerate you. But leave my mother out of the picture. You understand? Don't talk about my mother. Don't talk about my wife. Don't talk about my daughter. Now there I'm going to go berserk. You blame me for that? You see, the Western law, beautiful. It protects the living. If I call your mother a whore, your mother has a right to take me to court. Did you know that? She has a right to take me to court for besmirching her fair name. I call her a whore. I must go and prove it. In the house of Islam, as a Muslim, in a Muslim country, if I call your mother a whore, I must produce 4 witnesses to prove it. That I saw her actually committing adultery. Not one, no, I saw another 3 witnesses. We all are eyewitnesses. And all the witnesses, you know, if they have to come to testify against your mom, they'll have to be consistent in their evidence and the cross-examination. If one of them fails, all the 4 will get 80 lashes each. You besmirch the fair name of a lady? Now, that is Islamic law, Western law, law of defamation. You say something about a living person, that person has a right to take you to court. That you know. But you see, Western law doesn't protect the dead. Your mother is dead, and I call her a whore. And I'm a big bully. I have a big gang behind me. I say, go on, do what you like. What can you do? What can you do? Nothing. You're helpless. Because the law doesn't protect this. And look, then now you must bring your mother out of the grave to come and say, look, I was not a whore, which we can't do. So the stigma sticks. So that guy, I have no right to forgive. If somebody saw your mother, or I saw your mother, these people have no right to forgive me. Your mother has a right. If she's living, she has a right to forgive me. You forgive me, your brothers and sisters forgive me, your father forgives me, your mother forgives me. But if your mother is dead, if she's dead, I get away with it. So this is the law why the man says, now you say something about my mother which is blasphemous, and the law of blasphemy in the house of Islam is death. Yes, anybody else? Yes, my son. Just one second. Let's give the young man a chance first. We'll come back to you. Yes, my son.
What, you believe in Satan?
Yes, that there is a power, satanic powers. I do believe.
Yeah. How come with the Satanists, how come they only oppose the Christian religion and not the Islamic religion?
Maybe they have nothing to chew on. You see, the satanic people, what do you say? There's a cult. Is that what they are attacking the Christians, you say? Right, because they come from Christian background. Sit down, my son. You see, they come from a Christian origin. All the Satanists, they were not Hindus before they became Satanists. They were not Muslims before they became Satanists. What were they? The background, Christianity. So in other words, they come from that background. They know more about their background, so they attack that background. I think that is the answer. Why would they want to attack the Christians and not the Hindus, not the Buddhists, not the Muslims? Why? I said, no, they have no knowledge about Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam. They have no knowledge, but they have knowledge about Christianity, so they can play on that. I think that is the reason. Yes, my son, you had something.
Why do the Muslims wear a hood?
Why do they wear a topi or whatever you want to call it? This is, from the religious point of view, in our relationships with God, it's not a necessity. This is not a necessity. But in society, we need an identity. Suppose I meet you in the street I might think that maybe he's a Tamilian, and if I knew how to say good morning to you in Tamil, I would have said it. Otherwise, now I'm at a loss. The other guy, like me, who looks like me, the Banya, they are my cousins. See, we are the same race. Banyas and me, I am a Gujarati Muslim. The Banyas are Gujarati Hindus. In our complexions, we are the same. The Banya Hindu and the Banya Muslim is the same. We also have the same surnames, if you know. Muslim Patel, Banya Patel. Muslim Desai, Banya Desai. Muslim Bhula, Banya Bhula. I'm sure you have come across. Yeah. So what is all this? No, actually we are one people. Now when I see the man in Grey Street, I'm telling you, frankly, I pass the people in Grey Street and a lot of people, they smile at me. Now I don't know whether the guy is a Banya Hindu or a Banya Muslim. I don't know. So I also smile. Because I can't make out. Because I keep on seeing them, their face becomes familiar, as if I know the guy. But now what shall I say? Shall I say Namaste? Shall I say Ram Ram? Shall I say Assalamu Alaikum? I said, what shall I say? So because I'm not sure, I also give a big smile. Now in the West, my people now, because of this problem, they start saying hi, hi, you know, you're 100% okay, you know, hi, you can't say salam babu, salam bhaiya, or you can't say, you say hi, hi becomes universal. So we wouldn't like to lose our culture and tradition. I like to wish you, my son, whether you are an African Muslim, I say assalamu alaikum. If I see you are an Indian, I say assalamu alaikum. Anybody, I go to China, I see somebody, I say assalamu alaikum. And that's an open door for us. So as soon as I say assalamu alaikum, I go to a strange place, Hong Kong. I've been there, Hong Kong, Singapore. And you see anybody say assalamu alaikum, I says, you know, I come from South Africa. I would, where is the mosque? I say, come, 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 I will take you. Otherwise, I'm asking, excuse me, where's the mosque? So what's that? I don't know, I'm like a fish. If I recognize somebody, immediately say assalamu alaikum, and his heart and home are open for me. It's like an open sesame, you know, this headgear. So I said, now, for the purpose of recognition that I may wish people, I want my children and my people to have an identity. That, you know, we can wish you assalamu alaikum, it's wa alaikum salam, and immediately it's a bond is created, immediately. I give an example in the tubes in London. I've been sitting so many times, a man across from me, you know, sitting face to face in the train, in the tubes. And you dare not open your mouth. You don't know how to start. Because says, excuse me, when you come, look, among us, it's so easy. By God, it's so easy. If I say, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum, so where you come from? So he tells me, well, I come from certain place. He says, I come from South Africa. So where? Where from South Africa? He says, Durban. I said, what do you mean Durban? I come from Durban and I haven't seen you. He said, no, I live here in Springfield like this, like that. Immediate bond. Where you come from? He said, Pakistan. I said, you know, I was also in Pakistan for 3 years. You know, I was in, bond, immediate bond. But now, the other guy, because they're not used to that, as soon as I ask, they say, where you come from? He said, well, that's your business. Is that your business? The other guy, I can ask him immediately, our culture. He said, are you married? This young fellow here. He said, no. I said, well, what's wrong with you? Huh? Come on, I'll show you, there's Mr. Deedat's daughter. No, this is our culture. Are you married? Yes. And the children? Look, this is to us like we are all open book to everybody. We want to know, we want you to know everything about me, and I want to know everything about you. And this does it when I know that this is our cultural background. I can talk to you more freely. Otherwise, I'm afraid. If as soon as I ask you some question, you say, what are you from the inspector? Receiver of revenue? What is it? Yes. Yes, a lady. Yes.
Why don't females go to mosque?
Yes. Why don't females to the mosque? Yes. You see, the mosque, the obligation to pray in the house of Islam is on everybody, male and female. We are all obligated. Fasting, same. Pilgrimage, everything that the man does, the woman does. Everything, same. But there is what is called a segregation of the sexes in the house of Islam. Like among the Africans, it's a shamipa, respect for womanhood. So the man comes along into the kraal, the men go with the men, and the women go with the women. Now in our culture, it's the same. There is what is called a segregation of the sexes. Men and women are not allowed to freely intermingle. So in the absence of a separate facility in the mosque, where they can come into the mosque without intermingling with men. They pray at home. But now in the mosques in South Africa, provisions are being made. You know, where you have a separate entrance for the ladies, separate ablution facility for washing, toilets, everything separate. They are in the mosque, yet out of the mosque. In other words, what is forbidden is free intermingling. In the House of Islam,